Physically going through and opening the cards is boring, and I don't think there's anything that you can do except for have Ravensburger change the experience of opening cards. Before you start flaming me in the comments, you can subscribe while you're down there. I know what you're thinking. The problem is scalpers. The problem is low allocations. The problem is we don't have the cards in the stores. I'm telling you right now, there is a problem opening the packs, and it is physically boring. I've watched many people's card openings. I've opened the cards myself. It's just boring to watch people open Lorcana. Other products have figured this out. Back in 2017, Pokemon did Black and White era, and they started out and it was boring too. They only had two elite pulls that you could pull, and anything besides that was pretty boring to open. Pokerev recently did a video where he opened up one pack of each set of Black and White era. In that, you could see over time that the sets got more and more interesting as time went on. Pokemon still screws up today. I want to show you what's going on with Lorcana the same way today. So in the Lorcana troves, you get a whole bunch of junk that you really don't care about. You get the player's guide, and then you get these tokens that nobody cares about. Especially if you've opened two or three of these troves, you're gonna have just cardboard you're just tossing away. The only reason you buy the troves anyway is to get to the 8 packs. I mean, I really like the checklist. I'm that kind of person that likes to go through and check off every card, every foil I get. But most people probably don't care. Then you go through your packs, and that's what I'm saying is really boring. You get your 6 commons, one of each ink. You get your 3 uncommons, and then you start going through your 2 rare slots. And if you pull something, you pull something. But unless it's an enchanted, it's going to look just like every other card. And then you have your foil slot, which, unless you look really closely and notice the foil, sometimes you actually can't tell the difference between the foils and the regular cards. It is not always obvious that your foil is a foil, especially if you toss it in with a bunch of other cards. They can get lost. Trust me. I've noticed a couple of them way late when I was sorting through cards later. So in this opening, I pulled a Surfer Stitch, which is kind of cool. He's probably the best artwork I think that's in the main set, and he's the only one that's a non-enchanted that you would actually think, oh hey, this one's actually kind of cool. But there's nothing really differentiating a common, an uncommon, a rare, or a legendary card from each other. They all kind of look the same. They have the same profile. They're all just a Lorcana card. Enchantments are so rare that it doesn't even matter because you could go 53 boxes without ever seeing one. I wanted to pull this up just so you could see what I was talking about. If you take a look here at the Scarlet and Violet Paldea Evolved pull rates, you can see that in 8,000 packs, some of these cards were a 1 in 400 pull rate, a 1 in 540 pull rate. But overall, you have an 18% chance to pull something in the hyper rare, special illustration rare, or ultra rare slots. So that's basically a 1 in 5 chance for you to pull something in your pack. Way higher than what you can see in Lorcana. If you look at Lorcana's pull rates, you get a 1 in 5 chance of a legendary, and you have a 1 in 72 chance of getting any enchanted card. Now I want to take that a step back here and say that that is only one of the 12 enchanted cards. So you probably have to multiply that 72 times 12 to get a specific one that you're looking for. You're really probably looking at more like a 1 in 864 chance to pull a specific enchanted card that you're looking for. That is a crazy pull rate. So really quick, I want to talk to you about what's in the Pokemon packages. 4 cards in the common slots. We have 3 uncommons. Then we have a reverse holo. Then potentially another reverse holo, illustration rare, special illustration rare, or hyper rare. Then the next card can be a rare, double rare, or ultra rare. So it's basically the same setup as Lorcana. So let's take a look at what's in these ETBs. I'm just going to pull this one, I guess, the purple one. Now this is in Scarlet and Violet, and I have no attachment to any Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I care way more about the Pokemon in the 151 set, the original 151 Pokemon. I guess I'm a Gen 1er. At the same time, I have a lot more attachment to Disney characters. I really don't care about anything in this book. I just want to show you guys quick that this is exactly like the Lorcana book. Besides that, you open this here. So we pull these out. We got our booster packs, just like in Lorcana. You get some coins, you get some dice, way higher quality than the counters and stuff you get in the Lorcana stuff. I'm just gonna throw it in here for now. You get the energy cards, and then you get a promo. And this is a guaranteed promo that's in every single one of these. All right, then we have card sleeves, which Lorcana will charge you $10 for special card sleeves. Here, depending on which ETB you get, it'll have a matching card sleeve, and it's just kind of thrown in the box. And this is the same price for an ETB as you get for a Trove. I mean, that's one thing that I think Lorcana can change. Ravensburger, up your game. You can do better on the later sets. Um, I think everyone would appreciate better quality materials in your packaging. I also just quickly want to mention that this storage box is better than the storage box they gave us in Lorcana. And the card dividers in here that are also themed. All right, now to the main event. These are the packs that I said would be more fun to open than Lorcana packs. And again, I don't know what any of these Pokemon are. I don't really have any attachment to the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon. But what I can tell you is that there's a visual difference between what Pokemon does and what Lorcana does. So we have our base cards, or we have our commons. So in the first pack, we didn't get anything. Go to the next pack. I just want to bring up here that slot machines have a reward schedule, and about a 25 to 35% chance of slot machines is when you play the game, you get something back out. I think Pokemon's a lot closer to that, where it's not every single pack, but as you go through these, you'll notice that after these uncommons, here we have a reverse, and then we have an art card. So the first pack was dud. We got an art card here, which is not even the best card because this one's bent. But and then we have another holographic rare card. It's still a lot nicer to get those for cards, and I'll just leave them out here so you can see what they look like. But it actually seems rewarding to open those rather than what we get with Lorcana. Because when you just get everything that looks like a regular card, it kind of stinks to open. You don't feel like you got rewarded with anything. I'm just gonna throw these here. Again, we're going for our slot machine. We're going for about 30% chance of running into something. And depending on how you feel about Lorcana cards, maybe you get that 30%. I just don't feel like you do. So here, let's just slowly. Already 3 packs in, 4 packs in. I feel like I'm getting more value for opening packs, even if the cards aren't worth that much. And then here's another full art. Again, this is what I'm saying. I want to look for something like this. I want something that's going to grab your eyeballs and say, hey, look, you won. I'm not looking for this card to be worth a ton of money. I'm just looking for something to say, hey, this is a card that's different than everything else you've pulled here. I can clearly see that this one's different than this one, so this one's probably more rare. So as you can see, pulling these open, I feel like I'm a lot more rewarded for opening these cards. And I just don't think Lorcana does a good job of that. So, again, I'm just going to go through these quick. You're not here for this. But we got into the rare. And I don't know, whatever that is. And we got a rare reverse. So, whatever. Let me just go to the next one quick. And I just really want to prove the point that it's not like 1 or 2 cards. It's basically all of them go like this. Only 8 packs, and I feel like I'm getting a whole lot more value. I'm not sure what any of these are worth, honestly. I couldn't tell you. I didn't look it up before I bought this. I just bought it as an example of what Lorcana could do differently. I mean, it would be very hard for Lorcana to do the same thing, just do a full art. I mean, it's just showing you that there's even this visual difference here where the electricity goes through the card. It looks a whole lot cooler than some of the stuff they did in Lorcana. I think when I did the Lorcana Trove, I only had like 4 hits. I had 3 legendaries, and you couldn't tell which ones were the legendaries without looking at the codes on the bottom unless you really knew them. You wouldn't know unless you knew which cards are worth more than $10, which cards were actually good to get, because you don't get anything. There's no enchantments. You get the foils, which is kind of cool, but even then, it's just kind of eh. That's really what I want Lorcana to change. I want it to be fun to open a pack. I want there to be some kind of visual difference when you open a pack. And I don't think it's hurting the game right now because I don't think enough people have available cards. But I think over time, that will be something that they need to learn, is how to make a card look visually different. You just see that little visual difference, and it's a lot more fun to open something like that. This gold card here, this full art here or this complete alternate art here. Just having those available in the set, but not like a 1 in 500 chance. A 1 in 5 chance is a whole lot more fun to open, and it keeps you opening packs. At some point with Lorcana, I'm just gonna go and buy the cards because there's no point to open the packs. It's not fun. It's not fun to go find them in the stores. It's not fun to go open them. So that's really what I want to see change. And tell me what you think in the comments. And if you don't have anything else to say, just comment, save the chubby unicorns.